Why softness makes you stronger. In case we haven't met yet, I'm Jess X Goh, and I'm the sole founder of Life in Confidence. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on the latest insight into trauma recovery. If you got any nuggets of gold from this video, please give it a like, comment below what you got from it, and share it with your loved ones who need to hear this. So here's the thing. We have been so deeply entrenched in tough love and make that as our identity in the way we show up for ourselves, in the way we operate in life. And so I'm going to share with you my journey in how I move from hardness and rigidity into softness, opening, and more fluidity in my life. Being brought up by a really controlling father who is extremely hard on himself, and he takes that out onto his family through domestic violence. This is where I've learned about tough love. That being tough is the way we support ourselves. Having a shut down heart is the way to defend what life throws at us. And constantly being rigid is our measure of efficiency and success. Through this false programming of my father that he carried, that I had took on within myself, and that showed up in so many different ways. In the way I show up in my relationships with my loved ones, having a high expectation of them to perform, to be able to do all of these things for me because I can do that for them. And if I see any form of weakness, such as softness or vulnerability, I would dismiss it just the way my father did with me. I didn't know any better. It's simply just a programming that I've learned. And so my mum was the same, that it wasn't safe to express warmth and affection. And the act of love is through self-sacrifice and silencing our voice to keep the peace. And these were survival patterns that I had learned from the feminine, which is my mother, in how I show up in my feminine, suppressed, locked, and shut down. And that being in my masculine was my strength to constantly do, and go, and achieve, is how I measure my self-worth based on how successful I can become. However, it didn't get me very far in my life. You see, I was just running from a false programming of survival patterns that were not mine to take. And I had to go on my own healing journey for 15 years now to unlearn and unshackle these false imprints around tough love as my identity. And so by having different healthy role models through women and men to show me that it was safe, and it is still safe, to soften my heart, to let go of the armoring that I've carried for decades and decades, that I used to defend myself verbally, physically, sexually, emotionally, and energetically. And I wasn't shown how to be a healthy human functional being that is on her purpose in life and is filled with fulfillment, meaning, and joy. I had to learn that for myself through incredible teachers, not just spiritual ones, such as people that I've paid for to help me, but also teachers that have come in and out of my life who have triggered panic attacks and deep depression, heartache, and loss. Those teachers, through who I thought were friends, teachers through clients, teachers through past lovers and collaborators, they have truly helped me to wake up to myself and to end this vicious cycle of tough love that I've experienced from them, that I have held within myself, that needs to be purged, that needs to come out of my system to be released, so something new can come through, which is source, my highest self, and not relying on a psychic to tell me about my future, but to truly trust my own intuition and that deep knowing and wisdom that is coming through as transmission in me. And so, through this healing journey, it was unraveling layers and layers and layers of armoring that I had as a guard to prevent myself from going too close with people, because I was afraid of getting hurt again, to have my heart shattered, to be broken into pieces through a series of panic attacks that I didn't know how to deal with at the time. And so, as I dismantle and dissolve deep layers of this armoring that has trapped me in my past and rehashing it in the present moment, it has shown me this is what I need to own. This is what I need to reclaim within myself. The light that's in my heart, my spirit, my soul's essence, who I came here to be. And that is not my past. That is to truly just be. To just be who I am. Beyond the armoring, beyond the performance and the perfection and the coping mechanisms and survival patterns, beyond the childhood traumas, beyond my past life karmic suffering. It's to remember who I really am. And by retrieving these pieces of me along these different timelines along the way, has shown me that it feels safe to be soft. It feels safe to be gentle with people. It feels safe to just be and let people see the real me. It is so safe. And so as I show up with more softness in my heart, I notice that I accept people where they're at. I more likely to be more fluid when situations go out of control, whether it's for myself or for the other. And if it's not in resonance for me, I can just let that person go and be at peace with that without holding on to anger and resentment about that person. And so that's the beauty of being in our hearts, to soften more, to feel more, to embody who we really are more. And there you shall find that your life becomes so much more easier to experience. And I know for myself, things have shifted so fast and so much for me when I use softness as my strength and not see it as a weakness. It is the greatest gift that I have received to help me find my own way from within. And that is to truly trust the light that's in my heart. that I am here for a reason, just like you. We all have a purpose in life, and it's just by learning to lean and embrace and embody more and more and more of that light that's in our heart. And it's not about ascending into another dimension. It's about embodying who we came here to be. What source, the universe, God has given us is our soul. And no one can take that away from your soul. But we can allow ourselves to be crippled, to be trapped, to be lost, if we don't embrace the light that's in our heart and to welcome it and to let that light to heal us, to transform us and upgrade our identity to become a fuller, whole, integrated, centered and grounded versions of ourselves, to anchor this beautiful frequency here on earth in this physical body. And so through softness, I'm able to show up with far more love than I could ever in the past. Love for myself and love for others when they are vulnerable, when they are feeling fragile and delicate, including my clients. And I notice that people shift and transform faster when I show up from a place of softness, from my heart, but also having that balance of structure and masculinity. With that in mind, I've noticed that in the past, I would go for the hardcore masculine trainings and healing modalities, because that's where I thought the breakthroughs will come through. And it's not always the case. It has got me to some point until I've experienced softness. And when I explore softness as a way of healing, it has accelerated my integration process and my trauma recovery so much more faster. And so I'm so excited to share this with you. Whether you join me or not, that is your choice to take. And so if you are ready to explore, to embrace, to embody that softness is your strength, that softness is kindness, that softness is unconditional love, then you might be interested in attending my upcoming workshops and retreats. You can learn more by clicking on the link below. You can also enroll into my inner child healing course, Transform Wounds into Wisdom, as well, to learn my healing modalities, techniques, how to regulate your nervous system, and to heal the mother-father wound and fractured versions of ourselves from within. You can also join me for my Embodied Prosperity online workshop to rebuild your relationship with money and live your rich life by healing childhood ancestral traumas and societal programming that's interfering and causing incoherences, so you can clear that and work with that in the Lionsgate portal to move forward. You can also choose to work with me one-to-one, whether it's online in my 3-month premium container, Find Yourself in Trust, to transform all aspects of your life, or my half-day or full-day trauma recovery retreat in person, to work on immediate and highest timelines that is bothering you right now, as well as fractured relationships, so you can find peace and closure from within. So there you have it, my love. May softness make you stronger. May softness be your strength in who you are and what you're here to do in life.